G'day, I'm Andrew from Baden Diesel Service. We've got a Toyota Hilux here. It's the extra cab with the old series 2.8 litre diesel, the old one, when they were non-common rail, non-turbo, no multi-valves, nothing, just a simple diesel. So I have a bit of a look at the motor here. This thing's actually had the engine rebuilt, and who knows why, but they were very prone to running over fueled and sooty. So we had one of these in an LN106 when they were new. And I used to change the oil regularly about every 5,000 Ks, but even then you still ended up with sort of the oil coming out just black as black. So one thing you've got to be really careful with these older non-turbo diesels is changing the oil regularly. And I think that these older 2.8s were prone to getting quite sooty and junky in the oil. Now they're getting old, of course. It may have been running over fuel for quite some time, and it could have actually ended up doing engine damage, probably why this engine had been done up at some stage. So look after your diesel, change your oil very regularly, particularly in these old diesels that are non-turboed. You've got to remember when that foot's down, you're nearly fuel rich all the time because you're starving to get air in. So your oil will be copping it all the time. Might be fine in the big 6 cylinders, they've got 10, 11 litres, but in these little ones like these little Hilux 2.8s from the old days, they only had, 5, 6 litre sumps, very small sumps in them, and of course that oil got gluggy very quickly. What other problems have we seen with them? Look, probably other than the engine guys saying what they see or the gearbox say, we had a pretty good run out of ours. Have heard about weak gearboxes in them at times. Again, they were prone to turbocharging and overpowering in the early days, like guys still accidentally do nowadays when they power them up too high, puts load on things. We had our LN106 turboed for many years and had no troubles with the gearbox or anything. But again, the turbo was put on and just a nice gain in power, 30%, not 50, 60% like sometimes people go. So we just finished some dyno runs on this and it came in at a real whopping 37, 38 kilowatts. Doesn't sound like much, but for a non-turbo 2.8, that's actually pretty good. Torque delivery also is pretty flat. So sometimes with the Hiluxes, people would say, it can sort of smell the hills coming because it feels like it's dropping before it even gets there. Well, they are. The torque curve's so flat, they'll just gradually drop as they hit a hill. But certainly making sure the injectors are in good order, pump is in good order, and it's tuned correctly from the beginning, you should have a pretty good long service life. They had a great, good sized air filter, fuel filtration was good on them, and the injection system was pretty reliable. Other than that, the 2.8 Hilux of the old days was a pretty good one. Not sure whether we can say too much about the new common rail one with its DPF problems, so we'll stick to the old school for now. This thing's done and dusted, we'll get it off the dyno, get it back out to the customer. You can see more of these videos if you keep watching our Facebook, YouTube channel, or you can get some technical info at badendiesel.com.